Namaste everyone. Welcome back to our Yoga Sutra journey with Mahati Wellness. Let us continue with Yoga Sutra 2.15 today. In the previous Sutra 2.14, Maharishi Patanjali explained that karmic experiences are felt as pleasure or pain depending on the quality of karma behind them. Now he takes us one step deeper and presents a statement that may sound surprising at first. He says that for the one who has clarity, even pleasure contains suffering. Let us listen carefully to the sutra. The sutra is Parinam Tap Samskar Dukhe Gunavritti Virodhascha Dukhamev Sarvam Vivekinaha. Let us understand this word by word. Parinama means change or transformation. Tap means pain, distress or suffering. Samskara means latent impressions or conditioning. Dukhe means because of suffering. Gunavritti means activity of the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. Virodhat means conflict or opposition. Cha means and. Dukhamev means indeed sufferings. Sarvam means everything. Vivekinaha means for the discerning one, the wise seeker. So the sutra tells us for the one who has discrimination, everything is experienced as suffering because of change, distress and latent impressions and the constant conflict of the gunas. This does not mean that yogi lives in pessimism or despair. It means that the yogi sees clearly. Let us understand why Maharishi Patanjali says this. First, Parinam Dukkha, suffering due to change. Whatever brings pleasure today will change tomorrow. When pleasure changes or ends, dissatisfaction naturally arises. Even while enjoying pleasure, the seed of its loss is already present. Second, Tap Dukkha, suffering due to anxiety and effort. To obtain pleasure, effort is required. To maintain it, even more effort is required, and the fear of losing it quietly follows. Third, Samskara Dukkha, sufferings due to impressions. Every experience leaves an imprint. Pleasure strengthens desire, desire strengthens attachment, and attachment prepares future sufferings. Finally, Guna Vritti Virodha. Fourth, the conflict of the gunas. The gunas are constantly in motion. Their mutual opposition creates instability. Because of this, no experience can remain perfectly satisfying. The wise person sees all this even within pleasure. Here lies the deep philosophical insight of this sutra. The problem is not pleasure itself. The problem is dependence on pleasure. The yogi does not reject enjoyment, but the yogi does not mistake it for freedom. What appears as happiness to the ordinary mind is seen by the discerning mind as impermanent and therefore unreliable. This clarity is not depressing, it is liberating. When we stop expecting lasting fulfillment from changing experiences, a deeper peace begins to emerge. As a practical reflection, observe this gently in your own life. When something pleasant happens, notice, is there an effort to hold on? Is there a fear of losing it? Is there restlessness underneath enjoyment? This observation is not to reject pleasure, but to see its nature clearly. Seeing clearly weakens attachment, and weakening attachment reduces suffering. Yoga Sutra 2.15 teaches us a profound truth. What binds us is not pain alone, but our misunderstanding of pleasure. The wise person does not run away from life, they see life as it is, changing, conditioned, and therefore limited. From this clarity arises vairagya, dispassion, and from dispassion arises freedom. In the next sutra, 2.16, Maharshi Patanjali tells us something deeply hopeful, that future sufferings can be avoided. Thank you for staying with this depth. Namaste.